So this video here is going to be about addition and subtraction algorithms. So algorithms basically just means procedures. So at times we can't do mental strategy. We can't often do large sums in our head. So it's important that we write them down and we follow certain steps. So learning goals are that I can use written strategies. So last lesson you would have looked at mental strategies. So these are written strategies to answer large addition and subtraction equations. And finally, that you can effectively add and subtract 3-digit or more numbers using an algorithm. And as I've said before, an algorithm just means procedure. So it's a few steps that you can take for you to be able to complete a task. So we're going to first look at the addition algorithm. You may have done this before, but we're just going to go over it again just to make sure that you're aware of the process. Okay, there are 3 steps when you're doing an addition algorithm. So first off, you need to make sure you arrange the numbers vertically. So I'm going to underline that vertically so that the digits are in the same place value. Now, a lot of people get mixed with this or confused with this. So you'll see here that I've got grid paper. It's important that you do that in grid paper because it allows you to easily line it up in the correct place value. So don't get lazy and mix them all in together. So you need to make sure that the place values are matching. That's step 1. Step 2 is add the digits in the same column, starting on the right. Okay, so they're in the same column, so it goes from in the rows and then it goes this way across in the column. And then finally, if there are digits that add up to more than 9, okay, so it goes above 9, then you need to carry the 10 to the next column. I'm going to show you how we do that. So we're going to use this one first here as an example. So I have 439 plus 172. So you can see I've set them vertically. They're in the correct place value and they also go across correctly in the column. Now I just need to add up each place value. So the first place column here is the 1s. I have 9 plus 2, which equals 11. Now that is more than 9. So I need to carry the 1. So I draw the 1 just above there and I write the 1 in the other one down there. So this will be an example of how you need to set out your work in your workbook. Next, we move on to the tens column. So we have 7 plus 3 plus 1, which equals 11. So again, I'll carry the 1 because it's above 9, put the other one number down there. And finally, we now have 1 plus 4 plus 1 equals 6. Okay, so once you're done, you draw a line underneath, and it's important that after each one, so the first few anyway, check with the calculator, make sure the answers are right so that you're doing the correct working out. Okay, so next we're going to do subtraction algorithm. Okay, so similar process, and it comes with a set of rules. So this first rule is arrange the numbers vertically, so we can see the place value, which we have done previously in the addition one. You need to subtract digits in the same column, so top down, starting from the right. So you start in the ones column and you go top down. You're subtracting from the top down. Make sure you don't get confused by going from the bottom up. It's got to be top down, starting from the right, which is in this corner over here. If the digits subtract to less than 0, borrow a 1 from the next column to form an extra 10. Okay, and here's an example here if you want to look at that, but we're going to do one here on this video right now. So the first, I'm going to start here on the ones column. I have a 0 and I'll need to subtract a 1, but I know that I can't do that. I can't subtract 1 from a 0 because it's smaller than the number that I need to subtract. So as it says here, I need to borrow a 1 from the column to the left. So instead of a 4, that now becomes a 3, and I add that 10 here. So now I have 10 minus 1, which equals 9. I can do that. 3 minus 2, I can do that because the number above is higher, so that is 1. Move over to the hundreds column. 2 minus 7, I can't do that. I know that I can't do that because the number above is smaller than the number below. So I need to borrow from the number to the left, so that now becomes 2. I then add the 10 to this, so this is now a 12. 12 minus 7 equals 5. And 2 minus 2 equals 0. Again, I draw the line to make sure that I've finished, and then I'll use a calculator to check my working out. So just go through trial a few of these, see that you can get that process right, and make sure you ask any questions if you need to.